We are live.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Monday, March 20th, 2023. It's 2:00 p.m., and this is the meeting of the Land Bank Committee. Quinn, could you please call the roll?
Steve Pajali,
Here.
John Orzak,
Here.
Brendan Howe,
Here.
Jonathan Holliday, Jared Oliver.
Here.
Okay. The first item of business, I think, would be in your packet, you have the meeting minutes of the January 17th, 2023 meeting. If there are no revisions, I'd ask for a motion to accept these minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, Quinn, could you call the roll, please?
Jared Oliver,
Yes.
Brendan Howe,
Yes.
John Orzak,
Yes.
Steve Pajali.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, first item of business, we do have an item of old business. I'm sorry, let me follow with the screen here. Minutes, draft minutes, which were approved here. All right, first item of old business. Earlier this month, we received an application for city-owned property, parcel number 57-02553.000. This property is on Pipe Street. The application was from Mr. Piaget Hunter. Mr. Hunter's intention is to build a single-family home in which he will reside. And during this, I opened the file and began my due diligence and discovered there was a disposition strategy which already began with several neighboring property owners, and this began a few years ago. That strategy for disposition was brought to this committee on 11/19 of 2019 and was tabled for further evaluation and follow-up. And then interruptions in land bank program flow due to the COVID-19 pandemic and staff changes kind of stopped the disposition strategy. As the disposition remains unfinished, I did advise Mr. Hunter of my intentions to continue with my due diligence by contacting these property owners, engage their current interest in their property or in this property. It is my intention to keep Mr. Hunter and this committee informed of the progress unless this committee has any alternate recommendations. I did include what the last strategy was for the property, which included the splits with the interested parties.
So, I guess just for the rest of the committee, I was on the committee back when this was first discussed, and if you can envision Rhodey Street and what our intentions originally were to make the parcel straight back to the railroad there. That property is landlocked with houses on Rhodey and houses on Pipe Street. So the land banks kind of decided that to give that property to all of those property owners if they so choose. And that was the last recollection that I had of any meetings. I guess the diagram that's before us right now are interested parties on Rhodey Street that would like those parcels as part of their, to add on to their properties. My understanding is that there was some discussion with the planning department at some point because there was a access off of Pipe Street where the orange block goes back and around the track area, I guess. And I'm not quite sure why we need an easement back there, so I would, my preference would be to have the planning department take a look at this with fresh eyes and make a determination of what can be done and why the easements are necessary, if they're necessary, and go from there.
You know, if I recall, there was somebody that lived on Pipe Street that owned property behind that house, that behind Pipe there, that they would farm going all the way to the tracks. And I wonder if that easement was for them to go back there and bring their equipment in and farm that property. This was a while ago. But I'm not sure.
And the property we're talking about is the completely landlocked, this one, right? This is the property at question?
We own all of this property. back
So
here.
is this the easement we're talking about?
Yeah, right here's the easement.
Okay. And who owns the property that the easement is over? In the orange? If the city owns it, okay. So,
So anyhow,
Anything that has the name typed over it are the proposed people that would take that portion. And this is fresh to me as well. Like, there would be a lot of, calling and digging into this file. But
So Debbie, is your approach going to be to contact the rest of these property owners and see if they might want that property?
yeah,
Behind them.
I believe what I would do is contact the people that had interest and see if there are different property owners as well. I don't know if there's properties that may have changed hands. There could have been a lot of things that happened since 2019. So this is also, pretty fresh to me as well. So there's a lot of digging and investigating to do.
so can I ask a couple additional questions then? So what about this other, it looks like there's a parcel line just to the, I'm guessing that's north of Stevenson? Who owns that that's not in the shaded orange? Is that city property too? I guess I'm trying to understand what they were applying for to get, since if they're just asking for the landlocked parcel, that doesn't give them the ability to build on it because it's completely landlocked.
that would be my
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah, they're gonna need
There's-
access.
There's no way that they can.
yeah, they'd have to get access.
So the Stevenson, it looks like they were going to split the lot. So I think there was a larger lot there.
Got it, okay.
So I think that Stevenson's was going to get squared off on Pipe Street, kind of where the dark black line is, or just to the north of their property. And then the Anthony's would take that triangular shape, this Cameron.
Would go
So we
straight
wanted
back.
wanted the
Yeah,
whole lot, and we decided, or we had determined at the time that we would have to offer it to all the property
I see,
owners.
okay. So someone originally requested this whole lot. One of the Road Street owners originally requested the whole lot as like,
I'm not sure how it came up.
okay,
But if somebody did not have interest and somebody did, they got a bigger portion. And they wanted to pay for it, they got a bigger portion.
my only thought, and I would love to get a better sense exactly of what the Land Bank Committee approved for the disposition strategy. But if we own all of this and we have access to Pipe Street, that's developable from the city's perspective. I mean, but I can't tell from this picture. Now, I mean, if we made a commitment to a certain disposition strategy, I don't want to change that, obviously, because if we have previously approved that.
Is my recollection that it was not buildable, and
Interesting.
so I would just strongly encourage us to have the planning department take a fresh look at this and then come back to us with some type of strategy or some more information. Everybody's kind of coming in this
Blind.
so
Yeah.
to speak. And I think that there was a process, there was some disposition option at the time. I'd like a more thorough to Brendan's point, is this buildable or not? My recollection is it wasn't. That's why we're going to split all these lots up. The city's been taking care of the property forever. We're trying to get it off the rolls, trying to get it back to some use. Those lots are narrow and to go back so people have property. But I guess I don't know if we need to make a motion or just direction, but I would make a motion that we have the staff review this, come up back with the information at our next land bank meeting and give an update and keep it tabled or for now.
I would second that motion.
Okay. Do we need to call roll then? Okay.
John Orzak,
Yes.
Jared Oliver,
Yes.
Steve Pajali,
Yes.
Brendan Heil.
Yes.
That.
I guess I would ask you to contact Mr. Hunter and just tell him that we're going to have to do a lot more research into this to even see, what we can do, so.
Yep, I will do that.
Thank you for that. If I may, really quickly before you move on, this further underlines our need to really evaluate land bank parcels and come up with a preferred disposition strategy. As it stands on our website now, we're running into issues like this. It's a large portfolio, and it is our intention as staff to, now that the weather is cleared, get out there, take a look at properties, and perhaps come back to this committee with a preferred disposition strategy for all of the parcels.
All right. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we do have a few parcels that we want to request acquisition. And to do so, we would come to this body first and then go to City Commission. So we did get notice through the prosecutor's office that there are two structures, 418 Tyler Street. I guess I'm going to skip down here. 418 Tyler Street, there's the picture of that, is a condemned single-family structure that is delinquent on property taxes. This property is a two-bedroom, one-bath with 1136 square feet of living space. The structure sits on a 48 by 92 lot and is zoned R2F, which is two-family residential. The property is tax delinquent and is in foreclosure status, and if acquired, it will be evaluated for rehabilitation. And the second structure, that's the second picture of this one. The second structure is 331 Perry Street. Oh, these are smaller pictures, I apologize. Maybe I can make them a little bigger. 331 Perry Street. These are condemned, bigger here. Condemned structures, or a condemned structure. Single family, and is also delinquent on property taxes. The property has 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom with 1,082 square feet of living space. The structure sits on a 40 by 66 square feet lot, or 40 by 66 lot, and is zoned R2F, two-family residential. This property is not in foreclosure, but it is delinquent on their property taxes, so not necessarily in foreclosure status at the time. However, we can still ask for permission to acquire should it become in foreclosure status to go to sheriff's sale, or should they decide to forfeit the property in lieu of foreclosure. If acquired, this property will more than likely be demolished. So those are the two structures. And then we also have some vacant lots. The first lot is 205 Hendry Street. These were just kind of have auditors' pictures here. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot here. 205 Hendry is just a grassy lot. I think this was the final product of a demolition, a past demolition. I'm trying to make it smaller so we can see. This is a 33 by 72 lot. That's Lawrence. is. That is zoned R2F, single-family residential. The owner is delinquent with the Erie County Treasurer's Office, and if the city acquires, this lot will be evaluated for new development opportunities or for side lot expansion. And then the last vacant lot is 410 Lawrence. This one is a 33 by 66 lot. This is zoned R2F as well, two-family residential. The owner is delinquent with the treasurer's office, and if the city acquires, also will be evaluated for new development opportunities or for side lot expansion. So those are the 4 pieces of property that we would like to take to City Commission for their approval. And these would only come up if the opportunity comes up through sheriff's sale or through the property owner's forfeiture. So I would need a motion.
I would move that we accept these 4, request that City Commission accept these 4 properties.
Second.
Do you know what the condition of the Tyler Street property is on the inside?
Tyler Street? The
It didn't
condition?
look too bad on the outside, but I imagine it's condemned because the inside's,
I thought it was condemned due to no utilities.
Okay,
So
that
I
could
don't
be.
think it's condemned for structural
Yeah.
or, that's what I recall.
and the Perry Street property, you mentioned would probably be demolished.
Yeah, that one's definitely that one's got a tag on it for structural,
All right.
for sure.
I know through the building department, there's a lot of issues with that Perry Street.
With that property. Yeah, it looks a little rougher than the Tyler Street. And the Lawrence Street property looks like it'd be ideal for side yard expansion. I mean, that house next door.
Yeah,
doesn't
both of
look
those,
too bad.
both of the vacant lots are not very deep,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Okay, we had the motion and the second. Does anybody else have any discussion or comments on the lots? I will ask Quinn then to take the roll.
Steve Pajali,
Yes.
Brendan Heil,
Yes.
Jared Oliver,
Yes.
John Orzak.
Yes.
Okay, that is really all that I have to discuss today. If anybody has any topics that they'd like to bring to the table for discussion?
I'm just curious, anybody know what's on the corner of Adams and Lawrence that has the different zoning designation? So,
Was a bar.
bar, thank you. I was wondering why. I was like, that looks weird. Completely irrelevant, sorry.
Okay, well, that's all that I have. The next meeting will be May 15th, and hopefully I can bring some more information about Pipe Street to you, and any other issues that come about, any applications. Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.